All right, guys, this is Health Nibble number 70, and it's the third of 7 incredible benefits of fasting. As we talked about before, when you do block fasts, if your body's in the position to do that, um, that there are incredible health benefits. The leading, he's an oncologist, Dr. Seyfried. We've heard him say that, and clinically, he believes that if a person does a 5-day water fast once a year, they can decrease their chance of cancer by 95%. So, and he's in the trenches getting people better with fasting and ketosis and all his different strategies. But there are just incredible health benefits with fasting, as we've said before. We have really old genes. These feast-famine cycles are really important for for our genome to function well. So not always in ketosis, not always in sugar burning pathways, never refined sugar and processed food, stuff like that, right? So the third amazing benefit from fasting would be hormone optimization. So hormone optimization on our functional medicine side or with Midwest Functional Health, to get people to heal, we have to optimize hormones. It's a huge part of it. And it's really trendy now to test blood and look for what hormones are off and then give people hormones and then recheck them and then people still don't feel well, or they feel well for 2 months and then they feel bad again. I mean, we see this with thyroid hormones and female hormones and testosterone and the couple problems. One, we're not getting to the source, which is the cellular membrane can't accept the hormones to function. So one of the things that we do in our program is decrease the inflammation, and fasting is one of those ways that we do that so that the cells can actually hear the hormones. So I'm going to draw this picture again. It's a picture of the cell and then the receptors, right? So hopefully you can see that. There you go, sorry. Here's the cell and these are the receptors. And when the cell membrane is inflamed, and that can be with toxins, and we're not really talking about toxins now, but from a food standpoint, sugar really inflames that cell membrane, or a carbohydrate diet or a highly processed diet. And so the squiggly line is the inflammation. And then what happens is the hormones can't get in to the cell. So say hormone, and I'll put a big X. So, sorry, that's hard. The hormone, this is hard for me for some reason. It's backwards. The hormone can't get into the cell. Here's the hormone, and it can't get into that cell. So when we get that inflammation out of the cell, and fasting is one of the ways that we do that, we can optimize those hormones. The other thing that happens is just growth hormone. Growth hormone after 1 day of fasting drastically spikes. Bodybuilders now are using these strategies with fasting, like small eating windows, and within those windows they eat a ton of food. Different subject, but you get growth hormone releases, and then when you get into your, further on, when you get to days 3 and 4 of a fast, the growth hormone is 12 times as high. The other hormones that, insulin. So if you want to live longer and age slower, controlling insulin and sugar levels is key. I mean, that's such a huge part of that. And, we address that both on our weight loss side and on our Midwest Functional Health side, because that's something that you have to control, both the sensitivity of insulin, so how well it gets into the cell. We just talked about that. Can the cell hear the insulin? And how much it's spiked, which has to do with what you put in your mouth, and activity levels play a role in that too. So, a big thing now is adrenal fatigue. Everybody thinks they have adrenal fatigue, and the studies are showing that adrenals they produce stress hormones just fine. The problem is the cells aren't receiving it. So we think it's that we burned out the glands. That's not the case. So the case is that they're not doing their job because the cells are inflamed, they're full of toxins. And Fasting is one way to fast track, and it's multiple fasts. It's not like you fast once and everything gets fixed. In fact, a lot of times the first time you fast, you have trouble with it because you hit days 3 and 4 and your body's just used to burning sugar all the time, and it makes you feel sick and lethargic. But we have to get through that in order to get the body healthy, because if you want to see how healthy your body is, do a fast and see how you do. I mean, that's a great test. And if you don't do well, you need to do some work if you want to live a long time. If you don't want to live a long time, hey, that's totally up to you. The other one is sex hormones. So you're looking at estrogen, testosterone. These things are all improved and normalized in time with a good functional health approach, or all the things that we do in our functional medicine side with detoxification and improving methylation and cell energy and cell membrane health and all of that stuff. But fasting is a huge part of that. It's part of that hormone optimization. So hormone optimization with fasting is your health nibble number 70.